What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com.
Here are my DFS picks for NFL Week 12. Top DFS picks.
These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button
And hit that bell icon
so you don't miss our new videos.
In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for this week's NFL slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, NFL Week 12. Let's take a look at the quarterback position. So my top DFS pick at the quarterback position is Geno Smith from the Seattle Seahawks, playing the Las Vegas Raiders, who have the fourth worst defense overall, and they give up the second most fantasy points to opposing quarterbacks. Geno Smith has averaged 19.5 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 4.5 rush attempts per game. He's projected at 18.1 fantasy points here in Week 12. He's $6,000 DraftKings salary, $1,600 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 47.5 points scored in this game, with the Seahawks favored by 3.5. Now, Geno Smith has scored 20, 22, and 19 fantasy points in the last 3 games, and he got 4, 6, and 5 rush attempts in those games. So I love this matchup. He's been consistently productive, and I like that he's getting 4 to 6 rush attempts per game. Price tag is low. He's got monster upside. So I like Geno Smith here versus the Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, let's take a look at the running back position. So my top DFS pick at the running back position is Jeff Wilson Jr. from the Miami Dolphins, playing the Houston Texans, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing running backs. Jeff Wilson Jr. has averaged 12 fantasy points per game on the season.
Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching.
If you want to enter the drawing for $25 PayPal,
all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won.
And we'll send you $25 PayPal.
So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you.
Getting an average of 11.8 rush attempts per game and 2.1 pass targets per game. He's projected at 14 fantasy points here in Week 12. He's $5,900 DraftKings salary, $1,800 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 46 points scored in this game, with the Dolphins favored by 12. So we got a nice running game script here. I think the Dolphins are going to be able to take the lead. It's a fantastic matchup. He should get a ton of carries. And Jeff Wilson Jr. scored 25, 16, and 6 fantasy points in the last 3 games, off of 17, 9, and 4 rush attempts, on top of 5, 3, and 2 pass targets. But the reason I like this pick is because of the increase in volume that he got last week, with 17 rush attempts and 5 pass targets. That's 22 touches. I think he has safely taken the number 1 running back spot away from Raheem Mostert. And he's just got a fantastic matchup with a good game script here this week. Price tag is still relatively low. If he's going to get 20 plus touches, I think he can hit value here pretty easily. So I like Jeff Wilson Jr. here versus the Houston Texans. Okay, let's take a look at the wide receiver position. My top DFS pick at the wide receiver position is Terry McLaurin from the Washington Commanders, playing the Atlanta Falcons, who have the third worst defense overall. They give up the second most fantasy points to opposing wide receivers. Terry McLaurin has averaged 13.8 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 7.3 pass targets per game, and he also gets a rush attempt every once in a while. He got a rush attempt last week, averages 0.5 rush attempts per game, so you throw in one rush attempt every 2 games.
Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all the tools for NFL. NBA is right around the corner. This is a great time to get in and try everything for 1 month. The tools are all about saving research time. You can see the last 3 games, the fantasy points per game, the targets they got per game, so you can see how involved they are in the offense, the rushes they got per game. Seeing all this stuff on one screen helps you save time and make better picks. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups.
Gives him a little bit more fantasy upside. So he's been on the field for 91% of the snaps. He's projected at 14 fantasy points here in week 12. And he's still only $5,800 DraftKings salary, $1,400 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 42.5 points scored in this game, with the Commanders favored by 4.5. Terry McLaurin has scored 10, 24, and 11 fantasy points in the last 3 games, off of 7, 11, and 9 pass targets. So he's getting monster volume. Production is a little bit spotty, but it's been pretty consistent. He can consistently score at least double-digit fantasy points, and he's got that 20-plus fantasy point upside, and he's got a great matchup here this week. So I like Terry McLaurin here versus the Atlanta Falcons. Okay, let's take a look at the tight end position. So my top DFS pick at the tight end position is Tyler Higbee from the LA Rams, playing the Kansas City Chiefs, who have the 4th worst defense overall, and they give up the 9th most fantasy points to opposing tight ends. Tyler Higbee has averaged 9.1 fantasy points per game on the season, getting an average of 7.3 pass targets per game. He's been on the field for 88% of the snaps, and he's projected at 10.7 fantasy points here in week 12. He's $4,200 DraftKings salary, $1,500 more on FanDuel. Vegas thinks there's going to be 44 points scored in this game, with the Rams trailing by 14.5. So I like this pick because I think the Rams are going to have to throw the ball the majority of this game, and Tyler Higbee should be the beneficiary of those pass targets. In the last 2 games, he scored 9 and 15 fantasy points, got 8 pass targets in both of those games. I think he could get 10 plus pass targets in this game. It's a great matchup. It's a great game script. Salary is still low, so I like Tyler Higbee here versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video, or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NFL slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.